What would happen if the greatest secret to health wasn't in what you eat, but in the moments you don't eat? And if a habit that seems so simple actually came from ancient wisdom, would you dare to look at it differently? I am Ethan Marshall, a 60-year-old physician in the United States, and what I'm about to say may surprise many of you. The 16-8 fasting method that the world is following today is not new at all. It's simply a revival of ancient wisdom we've unintentionally forgotten. If what I share brings you value, please subscribe, like, and share this video so we can continue creating meaningful content for your health journey. Throughout my years in clinical practice, I often heard patients say that 16-8 is a modern method, a new age weight loss hack, or even a social media trend. But when we look back at history and compare it with the natural healing philosophies of the early 1900s, we find something fascinating. People today are unknowingly returning to principles that ancient healing traditions have practiced for centuries. That's why I ask, is 16.8 really a trend, or are we rediscovering an old truth? When I studied the work of Arnold Ehret, I realized his no breakfast plan was not merely an eating routine, but a profound philosophy about the body's natural rhythms. Ehret observed that the human body is not designed to digest food immediately upon waking. Instead, morning is the time when the body intensifies detoxification. Strangely enough, this aligns with the Essene writings, where morning is considered the hour of cleansing, of breath and pure water. Put these pieces together and you'll see a familiar yet surprising picture. The modern 16-8 fasting model, skipping breakfast and eating in an 8-hour window, is simply today's version of principles that predate us by centuries. I've seen many middle-aged patients apply 16-8 thinking they were following something brand new. In reality, they were listening to their bodies in a very ancient way without realizing it. And when I explained this, most of them laughed. It turns out what we believe is new is often just something old, returning in a modern form. Before we move on, let me ask you, when you hear about 16-8 fasting, what does it sound like to you? A new trend of the modern era. B, a revival of ancient wisdom. Leave your answer in the comments below. Morning, in many natural healing traditions and ancient medical texts, is not considered the body's primary time for absorbing energy, but its dedicated hour for cleansing. This concept, emphasized strongly in the work of Arnold Ehret and the Essene texts, forms the foundation for why delaying breakfast may offer significant physiological benefits. At night, internal organs focus on repair, and at sunrise, detox processes, colon movement, bile flow, and hepatic clearance increase to eliminate metabolic waste. If food is introduced immediately at this time, detoxification becomes compromised as the body shifts to digestion instead. Allowing the digestive system to rest for a few hours after waking lets the body rebalance gut flora, restore the mucosal lining, and eliminate accumulated mucus more effectively. Ancient cleansing traditions and modern holistic practices alike observe that when we don't force the body to digest early in the morning, people often experience lighter digestion, reduced bloating, and improved mood throughout the day. From a circadian perspective, the pattern morning detox, midday digestion, afternoon assimilation reflects a biological harmony with the environment. Lunchtime and early afternoon are optimal for digesting heavier meals, while morning is ideal for elimination. Aligning your eating window accordingly, such as with 16.8 fasting, simply reinforces this natural rhythm. Yet, the benefits do not come from not eating alone. If your eating window is filled with mucus-forming or heavy foods, morning detox gains are erased. That is why both ancient texts and modern practice emphasize food quality alongside timing. For safe application, individuals should reduce breakfast gradually, stay hydrated with warm water or light herbal infusions, and observe digestive changes. Morning detox is a natural starting point for restoring balance, but it is most effective when harmonized with appropriate eating habits and personal health conditions. From a physiological standpoint, the benefits of the 16-8 model emerge from energy redistribution and activation of cellular repair after 12 to 16 hours without food. When external fuel is paused, the body first uses glycogen, then shifts to fatty acids and ketones, creating a steadier metabolic environment and activating autophagy, the intracellular cleanup system that removes damaged proteins and organelles. This reduces oxidative stress and enhances cellular function. Hormonal and metabolic improvements follow. Lower baseline insulin, increased insulin sensitivity, and reduced chronic inflammatory markers. Gut microbiome patterns also shift toward greater diversity and fewer inflammation-promoting species, easing the workload on the liver and improving digestive comfort. Clinically, many people report improved mental clarity, less mid-morning fatigue, more stable daytime energy, and better sleep quality. Metabolic flexibility improves as the body becomes more skilled at switching between carbohydrate and fat for fuel. Short-term studies and clinical observations show modest but meaningful weight reductions of about 3 to 5% in 8 to 12 weeks for many individuals practicing 16.8, though results vary depending on diet quality, activity, and baseline health. Importantly, these benefits do not come from fasting alone, but from the combination of timing and food quality. Safety considerations apply. Individuals with diabetes on glucose-lowering medications, those who are underweight, or those on anticoagulants should consult a clinician before starting. Monitoring blood pressure, glucose, and electrolytes in the early stages is wise. In short, 16.8 creates the biological conditions for repair, reduced inflammation, improved neural function, and metabolic balance. But outcomes depend heavily on diet quality, personal health, and appropriate medical oversight. Practicing 16.8 fasting according to Ehret's principles requires a deliberate approach focusing on timing and nutritional purity. A sensible transition is to begin with a 12-12 schedule for 1 to 2 weeks, then move to 14-10, and finally settle into 16.8, giving the digestive and hormonal systems time to adapt. The foundational principle is to prioritize non-mucus-forming foods, leafy greens, fresh vegetables, moderate sugar fruits, lightly cooked plant foods, whole grains if tolerated, and clean, easy-to-digest proteins like tofu, small fatty fish, or soaked nuts. Avoid dairy, processed meats, fried foods, refined flour, and sugar, as these increase mucus production and metabolic load. Break your fast gently with easy-to-digest foods such as hydrating fruits, broth-like vegetable soups, or steamed vegetables. Then proceed to a balanced main meal with plenty of vegetables, moderate protein, and a small amount of whole grain starch. Dinner should be light and early to allow your body to begin the nighttime cleansing cycle. Hydration is critical. Warm water and mild herbal teas support elimination, while alcohol and sugary drinks disrupt the metabolic benefits. For older adults or individuals with chronic conditions, safety is paramount. Undergo pre-assessment, start with shorter fasting windows, and extend gradually. Those taking glucose-regulating, blood pressure, or anticoagulant medications must work closely with a clinician. Personal monitoring, tracking intake, energy levels, sleep quality, digestion, and weight helps guide adjustments. If dizziness, abnormal heart rhythm, rapid weight loss, or digestive distress occur, pause and seek professional advice. Supportive measures such as electrolyte balancing, targeted probiotics, and structured refeeding may be used under supervision. In Ehret's philosophy, fasting is not an extreme act, but a practice of harmony. 16.8 works best as part of a balanced lifestyle, featuring fresh foods, rest, gentle movement, and mindful listening to the body. The key message of 16.8 fasting must be communicated responsibly. It is a powerful tool for aligning eating behavior with natural biological rhythms, but it is not a one-size-fits-all formula. 3 principles guide its safe and effective use: individualization, safety, and cyclical practice. Individualization requires assessing health status, medications, and goals. Safety involves setting monitoring parameters and recognizing warning signs. Cyclical practice means viewing fasting as part of a long-term pattern of preparation, application, recovery, and reassessment. Communicators must avoid overpromising, clearly distinguish personal experience from medical guidance, and encourage professional consultation for those with underlying conditions. Practical advice includes starting small, making gradual adjustments, choosing fresh whole foods, ensuring hydration, and tracking metabolic and emotional responses over 2 or 4 weeks. Fasting should be seen not as an end goal, but as a tool for reducing metabolic burden, supporting homeostasis, and facilitating mental clarity when combined with a balanced lifestyle. Ultimately, sustainable progress comes from modest, consistent changes guided by knowledge and care, not extreme or reckless actions. When practiced correctly, 16:8. Fasting not only reduces eating hours, but restores your natural rhythms, frees your body from morning digestive load, and helps your detoxification systems work more effectively. When combined with Eret's ancient principles and modern nutrition, it becomes a bridge between tradition and science. The essence of 16:8 is not strictness, but giving your body the space it needs to repair itself, while guiding you towards smarter choices during your eating window. Practiced with awareness and respect for personal limits, it becomes a simple yet powerful tool for long-term health. The most important takeaway is this: your body often needs just a little more space to express its natural ability to heal. Delaying breakfast, choosing natural foods, and listening closely to your own reactions are small steps that create lasting change. In your opinion, what determines the success of 16:8 fasting? Discipline with timing or the quality of food within the 8-hour window? Share your thoughts below. If you'd like to receive an ebook on natural healing and continue your journey towards sustainable health, fill out the form in the description. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video to support us in bringing more meaningful content to the community.